Hey Aquarius, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah, this is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at the energy for you for the next couple weeks. So welcome in, super pumped to have you here. I hope all is going well in your world. We, just moved into Mercury retrograde, so retrogrades have the tendency to bring stuff up. Especially things that haven't been dealt with, that have kind of been swept under the rug, places that really need our attention. So that can, that can be a little bit difficult, right? Like we sometimes want them to stay under the rug, right? Sometimes we don't want to deal, but a lot of this is, we're in Aries season. So a lot of this is about our self-empowerment, the things that rise up for us. It's forcing us to find courage, to find strength, even in the more challenging things. And for the places that things can be really challenging, I like to start with an energy cleansing. I have a sage smudge bundle that we'll use today. It really helps just, ground, right? Set intention, kind of remind us of how to stay balanced throughout processes that can be a little bit more difficult. It helps cleanse out negative energies, blocks, obstacles that we might be coming into. This is also a really good time to set your own intention, right? Like maybe you're dealing with something and you really need to hear a certain message or want some guidance, want some direction, etc. This is such a great time to ask those questions, set that intention. If you have your own smudge bundle, you can totally participate if that's your vibe. If not, obviously energy transcends, so you'll be able to receive what I'm doing on my end. And we'll get into it, Aquarius. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I don't have a lot to say. I'm a little, I've been very, very busy lately, so I'm just trying to juggle, keep up with everything, and hopefully find fluidity and success where we need. And again, that is really what this is about. It's changing the script, changing the perspective, really fighting for what we desire, what we hope for and dream for, and believing that it actually can be true. Sometimes, given our present circumstances, it feels really far-fetched, but I'm a huge believer that, if we can dream it, we can have it. Human potential is pretty dope, and a lot of it is about being able to align with ourselves, ground with ourselves, know who we are, know what works for us and what doesn't, so we can make decisions accordingly, and then really just kind of watch that abundance flow in. All right, Aquarius, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure love and grace. I release any blocks, obstacles, anything that's coming in the way. Fear, doubt, uncertainty, lack of worth, lack of value. Oops. Help clear that energy. Help make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. Amen. We need that Mama Love. We need it. We all need it, right? Whew, yeah, because we're tapping into our abundance. The more supported we feel, the more grounded we feel in our life. Grounding meaning not so much chaos, not so much noise, not trying to catch up or, do all the things on our to-do list. Life is busy regardless, right? Regardless of whether you lead a slower, more comfortable life. Modern day is just pretty intense, especially when you start studying natural cycles and evolution and Maharishi Ayurveda specifically. It really forces, or not, I shouldn't say forces, but encourages us to kind of live in those natural cycles, natural patterns of life, so that we have both activity and rest, and we still have the strength, the energy to make things happen, and the clarity, right? Because we all know when we're really busy, it's hard to have a clear mindset. So Sagittarian energy. I love this for you, Aquarius, because this is about expansion. So you are a sign of innovation. You're a sign of, I love this, like just fighting for the little man, whether that's yourself, whether that's your own ideas, your own beliefs, or a value that you really want to bring into the world. It doesn't have to be save the world, right? It can just be something for you. And Sagittarian energy really helps us expand and grow beyond limitations. It is that fire principle that we need to rise above. And it's governed by Jupiter, which I saw Jupiter while I was shuffling. Jupiter is our abundance. So you're moving more towards your abundance, but it is going to take time of you going within, right? Needing a little time by yourself to contemplate, to understand. I'm hearing this as like you have a lot of vision in front of you for what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, goals, aspirations, etc. And you have good energy surrounding you in order to accomplish that. But right now we need to kind of block out the noise. That was a consistent theme with Capricorn energy, or the Capricorn reading. So you could have Capricorn in your chart, Capricorn placements. Obviously, you guys are right next to each other. I can't read this. Waning crescent, yeah. So this is really releasing and letting go of the last bits and pieces that just haven't been working for you. And I do love this because it's basically saying that you're in this really beautiful active energy to make things happen. But there is this caveat that you need to maybe take a side step, listen to your own heart, mind, soul, really do some evaluation with that fine-tooth comb, what's working, what is not, and making adjustments accordingly. Yeah, because this is about connecting with what you desire, Scorpio energy. And Scorpio can be a little challenging because oftentimes with Scorpio energy, we see more of the shadow side. It's governed by Pluto. Pluto is the lord of the underworld, and Pluto is also about transformation, death, and rebirth. That phoenix energy of rising again. So I'm hearing, I love this for you. It's giving me goosebumps. It's like as you grow and expand, you're connecting more with what you really authentically desire. Yes, there are some things, 5 of Cups energy in the past that you wish would have been different. We all have those things, right? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But I feel like it's the reminder that I don't know, yes, we like our neat little packages, but everything serves a purpose. Even if something worked out in a way that we didn't love or was really difficult to go through, where we are disappointed around certain things, it's all about our learning and growth. It's the things that actually help us evolve past our limitations, beyond our limitations, past beyond. I don't know what that is, Deborah, but come to the channel. You'll always hear my bad phrases. Not bad, but just discombobulated, I should say. I tried to tell someone that last night. I don't think they found that funny. Oh well, right? All right, let's get into the tarot. Let's see how this fares out for you, Aquarius, these next couple weeks. 10 of Pentacles. I love this. Really so building, growing towards your legacy. You feel strong. You feel stable, which is awesome because a lot of these readings haven't been, we're kind of in this teetering process especially with Pluto going into Aquarius, retrograding back into Capricorn, and then it will finally settle in Aquarius towards the end of the year. Those things, it can be a little destabilizing, right? Because it's a constant reevaluation, like I was talking about, with that fine-tooth comb, going through and seeing what really is the highest and best for you moving forward. And you are really taking time to contemplate this, which I love, Aquarius. This is also looking at what you have built, right? But from a more internal perspective. We just came from a lunar eclipse in Libra on the 25th of March. We're going to be hitting a full moon the 9th of April, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm running a little behind, so forgive me. But lunar eclipses, so why I'm talking about this, because it was the start of a eclipse season. Eclipse energy lasts for 6 months, and it really deals, lunar eclipses are our internal change, solar eclipses are the external change, what's happening around us. So I see you taking time, right, to go within and really kind of listen to, again, what your heart wants, what fits for you and what doesn't. Dealing with people, places, and things that have been pretty non-committal is what I'm seeing with this Page of Wands. It's kind of a fiery energy. It's a little bit of a know-it-all energy is what I'm hearing. I feel like maybe you had some commitments or people around you that you thought were going to be a little bit more committal, and that's not really happening. And now some choices have to be made. There's choices on the table for everyone involved, not just for you. I like the way your energy is coming through because it does really talk about how you are trusting yourself in this process. And obviously it's directly related to this Sagittarian energy, being able to expand and grow beyond those limitations. And I see you kind of evaluating some things with this individual, with a group of people, situation, however it fits for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. There is some immaturity in this energy, though. There's immaturity, and I kind of feel like a quick decision was made. Queen of Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So dealing with either an air sign, I'm hearing this can be you. I feel like, yeah. So I'm hearing like you're dealing with people who are choosing between, looking elsewhere or still collaborating with you, so to speak. And that can be in any sort of dynamic, right? That can be in love, that can be in partnership, friendship, business, etc. So you have someone who's kind of like weighing out. I don't feel like you have a decision from them quite yet, yeah, but there's plans being made of how we're going to move forward, and what that actually looks like, and are we on the same page? And that's what I feel like. You're really kind of dealing with someone who's pretty emotional. I'm hearing with this King of Cups energy, when he's not in his highest vibration, he doesn't really manage his emotions very well. King of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, someone with a lot of water in their chart or just being very emotional about things. And I feel like, for you, you're taking more of this analytical approach, right? Like, well, is this really fit? Like, does this work for us anymore? Or do, we need to make plans of action to move forward in a different way? It's a difficult question to ask. Like I said, I do feel a little bit of immaturity from person, situation that you're dealing with. Maybe not seeing the full picture. Maybe being ready, not really willing to commit. I mean, that's kind of been a theme for your readings so far. And there's a lack of communication, so it's hard to understand, right? There's a lot of assuming going on, and that's been happening collectively, right? When we don't have conversations, when we don't clarify with people, places, and things, it's really hard to know, and I'm not sure that you're getting information from this person. I feel like it happened or is in the process of happening. You might not be talking too much to them because of this Hermit energy and because they're very emotional, right? Because they're not really grounded. And so you're focused more on like the stability of your longevity, home, family, finances, how this is all going to work for you down the line. It's not just in this moment, because it is forcing you to see aspects of yourself, aspects of the other person, of the situation that aren't fun, that aren't pretty, but at the same time is pushing you towards your desires. I feel like the lack of communication, lack of conversation is basically saying that it's hard to change perspectives. I feel like I'll go out on a limb and say I do feel like a conversation would be good. I think it will give more clarity, more understanding, But I think that's easier said than done. There's something about this where there is some resistance. It's not saying it can't happen, but you know, we have ego, we have pride, we have a lot of things that can get in the way. And the strength energy is basically saying, you know, I don't know, there's a lot of things up in the air with the Seven of Cups. A lot of potential, a lot of possibility. You know, maybe this is even part of like what you're contemplating, right? Like, well, if I did have a conversation, how would I pursue it? What would it look like, etc., etc. But not really understanding that there's more options than one, or there can be a more creative way to approach this situation. There's more of a focus on the difficulty, on the challenge, versus the potential of what happens after the fact, right? And again, this all tags back to, does it fit for you? Does it align with you? Is it something that you even want to invest in? Because that is really the most important for you right now. You know, we've had year and a half, a couple years really, a lot of years of just learning lessons. And those can be difficult, especially when we're trying to figure out what feels right and best. I feel like if there is a conversation that happens, there is going to be more awareness, more understanding. It also feels a little bittersweet. Some of it is clarity. We get that kind of release, even in the more challenging things that we talk about, that we hear. But it's also this opportunity to start fresh, to start again. The Judgment card is this message. It is a wake-up call. It's like kind of just this very practical understanding of like, this is what the situation is. Are you going to rise above? Are you going to push through? Or are you going to let it defeat you? And there is, you know, and I don't feel like you've chosen one way or the other. I think you're kind of leaning more towards like, I'm cool. I'm cool in my hermit energy. Taking care of myself is the most important thing. Virgo energy. Especially if you do have other situations that are a little destabilizing, you're really taking a lot of time for your, you know, your health and wellness and healing, which I really love. But I do feel, and this is part of where that resistance comes into play, what the cards are showing is that, you know, if you do have a conversation, if you do bring some awareness to light, it's also going to be a little bit humbling. It's going to be humbling on both ends is what I'm hearing. And no shade to anyone. I'm not saying that in a rude way, just that's how the cards fall out. And you know, I mean, as I'm saying this, it goes back to like, we all have our own perspectives on things. We all have our own viewpoints. And sometimes when we kind of have pegged someone to be immature, or, you know, they don't get it, or, you know, whatever we've labeled them to be, but it's our assumptions, going back to those conversations, it's going to change how you see this situation as a whole. And, you know, with the full moon energy, we are coming up on that full moon in Aries. Stay tuned. I'll do a video on it. It does talk about things being triggered, emotions, feelings, realizations, places that maybe things could have been handled differently is what I'm hearing. But that is humbling, right? It's humbling when we don't really want to go down that road, when we don't want to have the conversations, right? But there's something that says, you know, this is maybe something that you've ended or that you're planning on ending. You have it very like, I don't want to say stuck in your mind. Yes, I think earth energy can be a little rigid. It's the most dense, right? So when we think about that, it can be really stubborn. It can be really like holding on to our thoughts, our beliefs, tooth and nail. And sometimes that serves us, sometimes it doesn't, right? And I feel like in this situation, not so much, because it is more rigid. And this is something that basically with this crystal ball, it's saying like, you knew this. You knew this back when it was happening. You know this now in the midst of things. You knew it, and maybe you didn't do anything about it. Maybe it was easier to just cut it off, move forward, etc. But it's also bringing to light the places where there was a lot of illusion, smoke and mirrors, right? People, places, and things wanting you to look at something, wanting you to see something, you know, like getting you distracted. Look over here so you don't really see what's going on over here. And, you know, I'm not shaming you in this. I feel like some of it was just like blind trust, naivete is what I'm hearing. So it's not shaming you by any means. But it's also asking you to open your eyes and see where there is this toxicity, where there is this poison, or people are very good at saying beautiful words, saying beautiful things, right? Kind of trying to coerce or convince you and not really getting all the information out of the situation. That's the one thing that was lacking in this dynamic. Lack of conversation, lack of communication to really change the perspective. And the Hangman is not easy. It's Pisces energy, also a water sign, also provokes a lot of emotion and feeling. And sometimes we just want to be so right, you know? And this can also be vice versa, right? This can be for a cross watcher. You'll know what's true and authentic to you. But again, I'm going back to that original message. Don't shame yourself in this process. It's helping you connect more with what you desire, with what you want. It has been a learning lesson around who you can trust, who you can't, the ways that you need to gain knowledge and investigation for yourself, right? That hermit energy, and not relying so much on outside opinions or sources. Granted, this is only the next couple weeks, so hopefully it won't be too oppressive. And I hope that this reading helped. I really appreciate if you've made it this far in the video. Thank you so much for your time and energy. Always drop comments below. I love to help and support in whatever way and hear how these resonate. Know that I'm sending you all the love, all the blessings. I hope you have a fabulous couple weeks. Talk soon.